Riverside Farm Institute in Kafue, Zambia was the venue for the General Conference President Elder Ted Wilson's next port of call as he continues with his tour in Southern Africa Indonesian Division. Accompanied by his wife Nancy, the division president Dr. Harrington Simoya Kombwa, and other regional church leaders, Elder Wilson paid a visit to the 49-year-old Seventh-day Adventist self-supporting ministry. Riverside Farm Institute sits on 1,100 hectares of land and exists for the purposes of equipping men and women to make an impact for good in their community as they emulate Jesus Christ, his minister of love and compassion. The leaders of the institution narrated the history of Riverside Farm Institute, and what a coincidence, because Dr. Harrington Akombo himself was once assisted in this institution, and he encouraged the people to visit it for healing.
My BP was found to be high. Somebody whispered to me, go to Riverside. We came here for 7 days, and at the end of 7 days, my late mother would have loved to see me. I was like her small baby again. I was up and about, and I'm excited about this. I would like to encourage as many as will find have need, that let them come to Riverside. Riverside will sort them out and give them a new lease of life.
Experiences. And I have to say, we have 3 daughters, and one of my deep regrets is that none of them had that experience to come here. And I'm going to tell them today on my computer that I believe the Lord is coming very soon, but if He delays a few years, I want our grandchildren to come here because our daughters grew up in Africa. It's very dear to their hearts.
This health institution has seen it all, as many people have received medical, spiritual, and educational health. And the big question is, how do they achieve this mission? Well, today, Elder Ted Wilson and his entourage had an opportunity of seeing firsthand the many things taking place in this beautiful place, situated in a tranquil area, far from the madding crowd. Here, we have health and outreach-related activities taking place at Riverside Farm Institute. The activities include a beautiful and well-equipped wellness center, a vast banana plantation bordering the mountain and with impressive harvests, extensive hectares of soybeans plantation that alternate with wheat after every harvest, maize plantation that stretches as far away as the eye can see, and a natural and no-chemical soap-making factory, a mobile and a dental clinic. The taste of the pudding is in the eating, and Elder Wilson was given an opportunity to just lie down and experience what the patients go through in the comfort of God's nature. A primary school and a secondary school, he further expressed a great appreciation for the 350 Riverside Farm Institute pupils who are currently sponsored by the Child International Impact. In return, the students gave a special item that melted the hearts of the delegates.
I'm so impressed with the beauty of having such a wonderful group of young people together who have one purpose, and that is to serve others and to serve the Lord.
The world leader further encouraged Riverside Farm Institute, an ASI member and charter member of OCI, to continue meeting community needs through education, health, practical aspects of life, and the message of salvation.
You know, there's so much you can learn from agricultural process in order to truly understand how soul winning takes place.
Dr. Hobson Bonya, the SID Vice President responsible for ASI, was happy with the work done by ASI members in this territory.
Yes, I know of several ASI chapters that keep talking, but no work on the ground. So ASI, as far as it's reflected on in the work of Riverside Institute, they're doing the work.
Elder Ted Wilson praised the Riverside Farm Institute for initiating 67th Adventist congregations through their missionary activities. He concluded his tour by praying with the locals and his delegates at the Riverside Farm. As for the locals, they were not just happy to see their leader, but to worship with him under one roof, some of whom said they've only seen him in magazines and television.
It was so nice, you see, to have the entire General Conference to these premises, and they did emphasize much that our mission will be based on our health, mentally, and this should work together.
To worship with the GC president was very amazing. It was almost like unbelievable. A lot of leaders, a lot of executive people from the General Conference to SID. Some of those people were just reading about them during the Church Heritage course, but to see them live, it was very humbling.
Well, the experience has been so wonderful. It's been so nice. Having the General Conference with us here is so humbling. He has talked much about health, even on the part of education. I'm a teacher by profession, and I'm by the secondary school. So I've learned a lot that we really need to put much in our growing children that are Christians. We need to help our children. The learners are supposed to know Christ, and they have to know that Christ will come again to take us home.
It was a unique opportunity for us here at Riverside, especially for me, having been here for 35 years, and to have the General Conference president. I always see him on media, in books, in papers, but now to see him face to face, it was really an encouragement for us here, and we are very thankful and honored to have the privilege of having him here.
It's been an incredible experience to visit this institute, which combines, like Jesus did, the physical, mental, social, and spiritual aspects of life. And Riverside Institute exemplifies that kind of service mentality that Jesus demonstrated in his own ministry.
The work taking place at Riverside is a true reflection of what Christ would have done if he was still here on earth. Jesus' ministry was that of love and compassion, and what a better way to emulate his ministry than for us to be his hands and feet. For the Adventist News Network, this is Noel Sibanda reporting from Zambia.